leaving Don King less and
Yeah, we're not trying to see Don King.
ways to
Dirty
dodge
Don.
the Tyson-Holyfield fight.
Who did you think were going to be your great rivals then? Can you remember?
Tyson. Everything was about
I
Tyson.
would love to fight Evander Holyfield. By no means, right now. Right now. Today, tonight. In the ring, out of
That's
it.
how
Anything
Mike
you
was
want.
going through.
So when will we see the showdown?
Just for good measure, Holyfield took a fight against undefeated KO specialist Alex Stewart.
1989. And it's a fight that gets completely overlooked. And you're fighting a guy that was born not a million miles from here, where we're sitting right now, Alex Stewart, who I think was 24-0 with mostly knockouts. You went about 7 or 8 rounds of him. It was brutal when it landed. And the first question for you is, why would you fight Alex Stewart at that stage? Why?
Let's get ready to rumble. 12 rounds of boxing. Round 1 scheduled for 12.
I felt to be the best, you fight the best. So I wasn't afraid to take a chance. You know, I'm telling you, it's almost like betting. You bet on yourself.
I respect it. I respect it. That constant chase to prove.
He took Stewart apart, and once again, left no doubt who should be Mike Tyson's next
Yeah,
opponent.
come on. Sheesh! I did not expect this. It's about to...
This is vintage Holyfield. I mean, if you have...
Whoa!
Perez doing
Whoa! This guy's the
Ladies and gentlemen, due to
Oh,
a very
my
severe
God.
cut on the right eye of Alex Stewart, Chief Ringside Physician Dr. Frank B. Doggett advised referee Tony Perez to stop the
bleeding
winner.
through ears and
And
nose.
still, Continental America's heavyweight champion, still #1 contender, Evander, Real Deal Holyfield.
There you go.
But then, one fateful night in Japan changed the boxing landscape forever.
That was not a good
James
time for
Buster
Mike.
Douglas had KO'd Tyson.
James Buster Douglas. That is right, folks. We are not kidding.
Oh, that story. That was just...
James Buster Douglas with a devastating right uppercut. He followed that with a left cross and sent Tyson reeling in the 10th round. James Buster Douglas beats Mike Tyson.
With Tyson out of the picture, Holyfield would finally get his shot at the heavyweight titles.
Some people are still saying, is he a true heavyweight? I think he is. I think both these men are terrific boxers, and I think they'll create one of the most exciting heavyweight championship matches in the last 15 years.
The whole purpose was to get him a heavyweight title fight, that Project Omega. And as I told the Dubas, when the bell rang for the first round with Buster Douglas, their project is over.
Celebrities showed up in abundance, like Charlie Sheen.
Is it worth it to sit in a $1,000 seat for a fight?
How is he doing today?
Yeah, it's one of the benefits of our job.
Tell me about the last time you took drugs.
The last time I took drugs, I probably took more than anybody could survive.
Mel Gibson was also in attendance.
And that it takes us back to that period of Roman excess.
Say what you want about Mel Gibson, but the son of a bitch knows story structure. Oh!
Hey, look, it's O.J. Simpson.
The baddest dudes on earth. You know, they can whip anybody that's walking.
And Bill Cosby. Geez, what a lineup.
Evander Holyfield.
A lot of emotions.
Gets the greeting from the crowd. Evander Holyfield is looking to take the heavyweight championship away from James Buster Douglas.
Should I doubt?
Quick and fast.
I don't know how this ended, but should I know?
Holyfield caught him with a nasty counter right.
Miss me with... Ah!
And just like that, it was over.
Man down. Man down.
And down went Douglas. There's a new heavyweight champion of the world, and his name is Evander Holyfield.
The new undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Evander Real Deal Holyfield.
Evander Holyfield.
Evander Real Deal Holyfield was now the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. He returned to Atlanta a hero. A massive parade, screaming fans.
Take 4.
You bet I would. If it's a breakfast buddy from Burger King.
The Breakfast Buddy Sandwich.
Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Hey guys, on me.
Holyfield seized his moment in the sun.
Here's for the senior citizen crowd. When I take that belt, it's going right here around my back.
Foreman, who demolished Joe Frazier to capture the world crown 17 years ago, is making a remarkable comeback. Now shaven-headed, he's recorded 22 victories on his way to another shot at the world title.
And it wasn't long before a super fight against heavyweight champ Evander Holyfield was in high demand. In what would be, at that time, the biggest payday in heavyweight history.
George said, I may be old, I may be fat, but he said, here I is.
Mark, with a 28-year-old Evander Holyfield, undisputed heavyweight champion, and for the first defense, he's fighting a 42-year-old George Foreman.
The pundits were convinced the fight was more farce than anything.
A lot of people made a big deal about this as being a farce beforehand. You think that George, even though you say Holyfield is going to win, you think Foreman has a chance to win this fight?
But it took only a few rounds before no one was laughing.
Well, it's thought, Nigel, that if it goes past 4 rounds, Foreman could be in some trouble.
Because, of course, the whole game plan for Evander Holyfield is to wear George Foreman down.
A drama entitled The Old Guy Hung in There. Took a beating but went the distance, kept coming and trying.
Holyfield blasted Foreman, connecting clean, but Foreman kept coming.
Staggered. Holyfield has staggered Foreman.
Seemingly impervious to pain.
George seems to have absorbed those punches in the previous round rather well, Dick.
He did. Surprisingly well.
Foreman aimed Evander's best shots and pushed forward, and though he was slow and plodding, his power could turn any fight with a single punch.
Well, here he comes.
Quality over quantity, you guys. Quality over quantity. Just need that one. Maybe 2.
The first round I gave to George because I think he legitimately hurt Evander in the last 30 seconds.
Round 6 scheduled for 12 for the undisputed heavyweight title.
Any who thought the bout was just for spectacle had been silenced.
Those are the punches that are put down. All the heavyweights that Evander Holyfield has faced so far.
Here comes Holyfield. Doubling his left and his right.
Scoring heavily. Flushing George Foreman's face.
George Foreman just took some tremendous shots.
For the winner by unanimous decision, and still undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, the real deal, Evander.
Foreman, it's trite to say, but Foreman was a winner in many respects here tonight as well.
Ultimately, Foreman was beaten on points, but the way he fought proved that the second coming of Big George Foreman was no mirage.
Like the 8th wonder of the world. Never will you ever see this again.
Sidebar. I got a great documentary on the career of George Foreman on this channel. So like, sub, and click the bell. It really helps me out.
Oh, brother, you got a problem with my lights? Why don't you come tell me that to my face then? There is a gentleman in the foyer who claims you had some harsh words with him on the phone.
I grew up with Fresh Prince. That's how I learned my English. Like
At last, the dream fight of Mike Tyson versus Holyfield would be set.
Was to have been the biggest financial payoff in boxing history, albeit one of the most controversial.
However,
we're not trying to see
before the
gone.
fight could take place,
Oh my God.
Iron Mike would be arrested and sent to prison.
He chose to fight the best young American heavyweight, Olympic silver medalist Riddick Bowe.
Next up, Riddick Bowe.
One of the wonderful things about Evander for spectators is that he is no great defensive fighter. He does get hit. So, for that matter, does Bowe.
Good left hook to the body by Evander Holyfield.
And the left hook to the jaw. And Holyfield is quicker to the punch early in the fight.
A fantastic back and forth.
And you saw Holyfield land the right-hand lead. The right-hand lead is a big punch in his arsenal tonight. He believes the way to neutralize Bowe's overwhelming right hand is to beat him to the punch with. And already Bowe begins to hold and hit, and they brawl in the center of the ring.
Saw Bowe conquer Holyfield.
Going at it.
By decision.
There's the uppercut again. The mouthpiece is out of Holyfield.
Ay, 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 ay.
New heavyweight champion of the world, Riddick Big Daddy Bowe.
This set up an equally savage rematch.
A memorable fight. One thing I got to tell you that's a pleasure for me about this is Bowe cuts Holyfield with 2 overhand rights to start the
He's mad.
Infamously, a man parachuted into the ring mid-fight.
Someone is telling...
Oh, this...
And somebody in a parachute has just...
Finally, that's not a timeout.
Landed on the edge of the ring, has been pulled away by security guards. The fight has been brought to a
This
halt.
craziness delayed the fight for 20 minutes.
The fight resumed in round 7.
Away from the slugfest.
Let's change the momentum a little bit.
Another left-right combination by Evander. Right hand by Holyfield. Stops Bowe in his tracks.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Holyfield took the rematch and was champion again.
For 11 years and 31 fights, nobody had ever questioned Evander Holyfield's heart.
Next up, Michael Moorer. At the onset, Holyfield blasted Moorer. But then, tragedy struck.
Evander slumped on a stool, tired, and not wanting to go back out. What he didn't know at the time was that he had suffered what would later be diagnosed as a heart attack.
Holyfield suffered a heart attack mid-fight.
Oh my God!
He just kept fighting. He stood in front of Moorer and took everything he had and never went down.
But the after the fight story was not the story of Evander's defeat, it was the story of his heart. A heart his personal physician had diagnosed as a stiff heart. In this fight, his heart had failed him, not he it.
His heart was not able to handle the fluid load, and fluid built up in his lungs. That's when we realized he had a cardiac condition.
After a lengthy recovery, Holyfield returned to action. During his absence, Mike Tyson had returned from prison and recaptured 2 of the 3 heavyweight belts.
But trust me, my belief in theory in life is to destroy or be destroyed.
Some people have sentimental favorite for Holyfield, but Tyson's the odds-on favorite.
Yeah, I'm not a gambling man at all, but I do feel that Evander Holyfield is going to pull off like one of the biggest shocks ever, because I just think he's going to have too much heart, desire, and commitment.
I was going to say shots.
You gonna have to carry him out of here. Guarantee you. Guarantee you. Holyfield know what he up against. He know we don't play games. Nobody here on Team Tyson play games. We don't play no games. We not allowed to talk. We bring in the pain.
Much anticipated showdown between Iron Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield.
And then once again, I let everything go away, and I believed I was God. I believed I was great. I didn't believe I had to train for him. I thought everybody was afraid of me.
At last, the fight we all wanted to see 5 years prior was set. Tyson was simply not the same after prison.
Combination by Holyfield. Holyfield looking to air it out.
Holyfield's unloading. He's taking a shot. He's going for it.
Didn't think I needed to.
Tyson's in trouble.
And Holyfield was able to bully him around the ring.
No matter what happens from here on in, we are looking at a sports legend in the purple trunks, Evander Holyfield.
Yeah, don't disrespect me. They both sports legends, but
He's got Tyson in trouble. Tyson's ready to go.
Holyfield had done it.
Evander, the real deal.
round 11.
He joined Muhammad Ali to be one of only 2 men to have ever captured the heavyweight belt 3 times.
And he did it like this. And he did it like this. And he did it like this.
A quick rematch was scheduled in Vegas. No lead-up required. It was the highly discussed ear-biting incident.
So Tyson got really dazed and confused, and finally he just snapped and bit his ear off.
What happened?
He got bit, I think.
I kept on saying, I want to get him back. I want to get him back.
Evander Holyfield, look out! He's pushed right here above us by Tyson.
My.
He got bit in the ear. Oh my goodness! He's got a bloody right ear. Holyfield bit by a dirty Mike Tyson.
So we go back in, then all of a sudden, you bit this ear.
Mike Tyson has bit Evander Holyfield for the second time, and it is all out for.
Mike Tyson will fight again, and you'll pay to see him. But this time, you're going to pay twice as much.
His tasteless performance against Evander Holyfield spawned headlines like Reality Bites, Paper Chew, and Irresponsible.
To say when the budding occurred, and I thought I might lose because of a severely of a cut above my eye, I just snapped.
I've got an epic Mike Tyson doc on this channel.
Yep.
So please help
You
out,
watched it.
sub, click the bell,
Amazing.
and watch stuff.
Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition.
The winner would become the undisputed heavyweight champion, claiming the WBA, WBC, and IBF straps.
Only 3 men left in the ring, and we're underway. Holyfield seeming to slip as Lewis landed the first punch of the bout.
Controlling the action with his jab, Lennox kept Holyfield from getting in distance.
Look at how unstoppable Lewis is when he fires the jab with frequency.
Round after round, Lewis was the aggressor. Connecting more.
And you heard Emmanuel Stewart say,
I just
"Come
checked
up
out.
with the uppercut." Lewis lands a right hand.
Lennox Lewis and Tommy Morrison. We know.
And causing the most
Pretty
damage.
good.
It was meant to be a coronation for Lennox. A real statement victory over another legendary name.
Not since Bob Fitzsimmons in 1897 has a citizen of Great Britain held an undisputed heavyweight title. We may be minutes away from that watershed right now.
Of course, you see where I'm going with this.
115 to 113 in favor of Evander Holyfield. A draw, the decision is even a draw. Both champions retain their belts.
The crowd doesn't like it.
That's a travesty. That is, ladies and gentlemen, a travesty, an outrage, a highway robbery. Lennox Lewis has just been robbed of the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. He won it, and he didn't get it.
Let's think of this exercise as an autopsy, looking for clues to the crime, not the fight of the century. Did they examine the British judge who scored it a draw for traces of Don King's DNA?
You threw 348 punches.
Holyfield threw 130.
Should the American judge who gave it to
You guys,
Holyfield...
like, these dirty people around these greats, yes, I'm not trying to take... Like, everyone needs to take accountability for our own actions, but all these clowns, like, when you have a lot of clowns around you, you become part of the circus, and that just ruins so many greats. Like,
be arrested
in so many ways.
or merely barred from ever setting foot in a boxing
own
arena
just
again.
Days have passed since
winning.
Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield met in Madison Square Garden. And still, the firestorm of media criticism continues for the official decision which denied Lewis his apparent victory and left the heavyweight championship fragmented between the two fighters.
A rematch was demanded and set. Once again, the title of undisputed heavyweight champion was on the line.
All right, fans, here we go with the rematch we've all been waiting for.
Like, Mike wasn't
from
perfect.
Las
Holyfield
Vegas,
wasn't perfect.
it's
Like,
time for the main event of the evening.
from the
We
start,
should
good
have
ones.
drama tonight.
Then people just trying to take advantage of them.
Holyfield is a legend and a warrior, but on this night, he was simply no match for Lennox Lewis.
Lewis able to stick the jab in Holyfield's face repeatedly.
He's jumping in because of the distance. He can't get it.
Lennox jabbed him into oblivion.
Holyfield to watch his head as Lewis goes under and then over with the right hand. Now Lennox fires the uppercut and throws Holyfield off.
When Holyfield tried to come in, Lennox blasted him with the uppercut.
And lands the uppercut again. He's just waiting on that uppercut now. Multiple punches for Lewis. Holyfield not throwing back in 5 more seconds of fighting. And the fans appreciate it.
And the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Lennox Lewis.
Because you got to be able to take something to give something.
Right. Well, you always could take it.
Yeah.
That was a big part of your career. You had an iron chin.
In his prime, Holyfield was a warrior unrivaled, a brutal brawler with technical ability, limitless willpower, and an eagerness to take on any and every challenger.
It wasn't even him, it was the people around him. Like, pure skills, hunger. It's disrespectful to the race for people to do that.
Called the greatest cruiserweight ever.
I'm not saying yet all of them are like innocent.
Evander, the real deal. Holyfield.
Evander, the real deal, Holyfield.
Nobody brings it on like Joe Vincent. Nobody.
Nah, this 50 minutes went by fast. Great video. Interesting. I see why you guys wanted me to watch it. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys did as well, watching it together with me. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And hopefully I'll see you guys in another video. Appreciate you watching. Bye.